Hello, awesome viewer. You are very much welcome to this quite interesting tutorial on a really amazing website that helps you produce presentations in seconds. Okay, of course, it's an AI website, but it does a pretty fantastic job in doing so. And that's why I just feel so will I say motivated to share it with you because it was really fantastic. Okay, the output it gave to me and how he just did it in less than you know 1 minute or thereabouts. I barely had to even tweak anything. So I'm presenting it to you now. The name is Gamma AI, all right. But to visit the website, as you see here, you just go to your web address, okay, and just type um, gamma.app, okay, and press enter. Once you do so, it takes you to this website as you saw previously, and all you just need to do is sign up. Okay, the usual signing up process that many of these websites have. You can start for free, okay, because they give you quite a good number of, will I call it credits now, for you to design whatever you want to design before it runs out. Okay, so you can continue with Google, that you can sign in with Google, all right, if you wish. And that's exactly what I'm just going to do. Just sign in with Google, okay. And after you do that, you press continue and you are in. You can see as I'm signing in, you can see the previews there. It really creates really fantastic presentations. So once you do this, all you need to do is just tweak it based on what your niche. Most times they ask for things like this. What do you want to use it for? You can specify whatever you want to use it for. So let me say for work, press continue. What kind of work do you do? You can pick whichever one you are into. Okay, so let me just randomly pick. Okay, and what do you want to use it for? Now this process doesn't mean this is only what you'll be limited to creating. They just want to have an idea what you do so that they can recommend will I say products or what have you that are in line with what you do. So let me just say create presentations from scratch, um, generate, just let me just pick at random, all right? Enhance existing PowerPoint or PDF files, build a website. It also helps you to build a website as well. But for this tutorial, we are focusing on presentations, all right. And how did you hear about us? You can just choose whichever you feel. For example, you can say you heard it on YouTube, since you are watching it from me now, okay. And now this is where the magic really happens, okay. So you can create your presentation in several ways, okay. You can paste in text, you can allow it to generate from a one line prompt. So you can say create a PDM, a presentation on um cloud computing, whichever you want, okay. And you can import a file or URL. So if you remember when we were signing in, you saw an option for enhancing an existing presentation or PDF. All right, it can also do that. But the one I want to do for this tutorial is paste in text. Okay, so let's click on the paste in text. All right, and it takes me there. And all I just need to do is paste the text I already have that I want it to create a presentation for. All right, so to do this is just pretty much straightforward. You can already have the text with you, or maybe you can go to ChatGPT. I already have one here, okay, where I can, just copy. I just ask it to create a 5 slide summary of artificial intelligence. All right. And mind you, it doesn't have to be like in slide form. It can be like in a normal document form, and the website will arrange it accordingly, based on its smart reading of the document. But I just decided to help it more by asking for a slide, okay, like in presenting, having a content that already has slide one, slide two. So I'm just going to paste it in here. All right. Let me delete this here as a simple, okay, and let me delete this under one too, so that it just has the exact content of slides. Okay. So having done this, we will now, what would you like to create with this context? You can choose to create presentation, web page, document, social, whichever. But for this case, I just want presentation. So you just left click on continue. All right. And once you click on continue, it will bring this option where you now want to specify and customize how you want it to be. Okay. So it's asking the prompt editor, how do you want it? Do you want it to be free form? Okay. So like I said earlier, um um if you have a content that you didn't necessarily arrange per se, you can just put it there and choose free form. The AI will intelligently section it out, okay, based on its, based on how it feels it should be sectioned per slide. But you can choose the card by card option, whereby you can specify, how many, will I say, slides per se you want it to create. So you can say 8 slides, 7 slides, or cards. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. So as intelligent as it was, you can see that I had already had a content that was 5 slides. Okay. So it already knows that it should be 5 cards in total. You get what I mean? Yeah. So you can see the card by card option. So I want to leave it at that. So it says text content generate condense, but I don't want it to, you can choose whether you want it to, this means whether you want it to um what's the word now, you want it to rearrange the words. Okay. You get what I mean? To rearrange the words. That's where this generate comes in from your existing content. If you want it to condense your words, maybe if it's very much, I want it to condense it. But if you want it to preserve the words, okay, then you left click on preserve, okay, and it will do its best to keep it exactly how it is, okay. Now, having done this, you now want to choose the language. Of course, I want it as US. You can choose whichever language you want. Images, you will see whether you want it to use the images you want it to use in the presentation, whether you want it to use AI images. Okay, you can choose the options, and you can choose whether you want it to use real stock photos, you want it to use web images, you want it to use illustrations, you want it to use animated GIFs. This is really interesting. All right. Image placeholders. Now, the image placeholders is if you want it to just have empty image boxes where you can put your own images, should you have your own images, right? And aside that, you can decide to pick automatic. All right. Automatic, in this case, it would decide when it is appropriate to use maybe an AI image, or when it is appropriate to use a web image or a stock image, whichever the case is. All right. So I'll prefer it to be at automatic actually. So if you scroll down, you will see that you can see that it gives you about 20,000 tokens. All right. And for what I want to create now, it's just 297. So yeah, so you could use this as much as the 20,000 that it gives to you. All right. And having done this, you can now decide to let's see additional instructions. I don't really want to add any. You now choose the continue option, and once you go to the continue option, it will take you to the next step of customization, which is the theme preview. All right, and this is now where you can decide which theme you want. Okay, so these are the different themes you want, then it makes available to you. There's the peach, mystic, incandescent. All right, which particular theme do you want? Okay, so let me just quickly pick this verdigris, okay, because it has this AI like look about it, the dark blue and what have you, neon like look. Right, so let click on this one. Right, and scrolling up, you can, let's see, professional. So I guess these are the different kinds of themes they have: the light ones, the dark ones, and also the colorful ones. All right, so having chosen, I settled for this theme. All I'll just want to do now is, okay, um just press the generate button, and let's see the magic it performs. So it has gone ahead to generate the 5 slides that we asked it to generate based on the content we fed to it. And if you look at this is quite impressive. All right, look at the imagery selected, look at the arrangements, really, really professional looking. Look at even the icons that it chose. All right, um, and look at the images. Look at the images that were selected. Really, really amazing. Really, really awesome. Right? Look at this is pretty impressive, honestly. Part of what I do is presentation design, and I have to confess that this is very professional in terms of the output. Right? And the interesting thing is that it even gives you the ability to edit. Okay, you can edit the content as you deem fit. You can choose to add, like you see how I am scrolling, you can choose to add um icons. You can choose to change the an icon that it's added for you to something different. Okay, I'm currently offline now, but if you look at the options, you can edit the icon, you can remove the icon, you can add item before or after, you can duplicate, you can change the color. All right, you can emphasize it. Maybe if you want to add some kind of maybe animated effect to it, you can change the layout. All right, it's really, 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 really interesting. You could even edit it in the sense that if you want to change, use another icon instead, you can replace the current icon that is available. So it's really, really amazing. You can also change the pictures if you so wish. All right, and honestly, as one came across this um AI site, I couldn't just help but make sure that I put it out there as a tutorial. All right, but for the sake of not making this video too long, I won't go to the through the process of changing and tweaking, but I'm just going to highlight what you can do, in changing the values of these parameters or the content of your presentation. And these are also tools, okay, that you can also work with, okay, in terms of images, videos, if you want to add videos, embed apps or web pages and the likes. Okay, so having done this, you can now go ahead, left click on the three buttons and just left click on export. Okay, And once you left click on export, you can now decide to export it whether as an editable PowerPoint or a PDF or Google Slides, or even export as PNGs, that is individual image um, files. Okay, and having done this, you can, I want to export it as, let's say, as a PowerPoint. All right, and once you do that, it will go ahead and export it, and it says your PowerPoint is ready. So you just have to click here to download, and it begins the downloading process, as you can see. All right, okay, I think the first time you press export, it already starts to download, so you don't need to click here to download anymore. Right, so let me left click on the exported work we just did, and voila, here we have the work. And let me left click on enable editing, and yeah, there it is, fully editable. Okay, this is the image. You can see that I can click on the individual elements, and they are responsive, very responsive. Okay, both the ones inside and the shapes outside. So it's really, really interesting, really interesting. So even if you forgot to add an adjustment before you exported it as a PowerPoint document, you can easily just make the adjustments here. So that is that for this really interesting AI solution that can help you create presentations in very short time, and fantastic ones for that matter, as well as websites. So thank you very much. Please, if you enjoyed this tutorial, kindly like, subscribe, and click on the notification button so that you are notified for newer videos coming up. Thank you so much.